And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the District 3 3A championship game on this Friday night. It's the Swany Bulldogs hosting the Baldwin Indians. Both teams come in with a record of 15-11. The district rivals did not play in the regular season. The FHSAA schedule strength, Swany 15.99, Baldwin 10.84. So both had a respectable schedule. Just to, prove that point, the rest of the district, Wolfson 3.17, Paxson negative 0.64, Stanton negative 2.25. So Swany and Baldwin played the toughest schedules in the district, and it has paid off as we get ready for playoff baseball. Baldwin got here with a big win. They won 18-5 in their game. The semifinal matchup against Paxson, and Swany, of course, took care of Wolfson by a score of 10-0. So we're here in the championship game. They did not play in the regular season, but if you remember last year, they didn't play in the district tournament. Baldwin got upset, but they played in the first round of the 3A state playoffs, and it went 3 games. Swany win in the first game 9-4. Baldwin coming back in the second game and winning by a score of 8-2. And then in Baldwin, Swany winning that third game 6-5. So great series last year. Good rivalry here. District matchup for the championship. Tom, this is going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Oh, yeah. And, they have a couple of studs. Their shortstop, Turner Farah, has got 5 home runs on the year and is leading the team in RBIs as well. They, as a team, are batting .272. And, of course, we're throwing one of our best pitchers against definitely their best pitcher.
And we're going to see their best. I was going to say that as well. Jamie Fike, our umpire behind the plate. We've got Bobby Ross and Keith Frazier in the field, and we're underway. The first pitch is called strike. Turner Farah leads it off for the Baldwin Indians, facing Grayson Green on the hill for the Swany Dogs. And they're on the corner, painting that corner for strike 2. Want to thank the City of Live Oak Fire Department. They're out here, and they got the big American flag out in center field. That's how you know it's playoff baseball.
Yeah, well, maybe about 50 years ago, I'd climb right up that ladder and watch.
It wouldn't even bother you.
No. And I keep looking to see if John Koch is going to go up that ladder.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But Wayne, you
just missed 2 and 2.
If you look down below the flag, you can see the firemen sitting up there, though. They're watching the game.
Oh, yeah. They got the seat above the wall, sitting on their fire trucks. Best seat in the house there. Just missed, and the count goes full. So from 0-2 to 3-2.
That didn't miss by much.
And here's the payoff pitch. Swings, fouls it away. That'll be out of play. Turner Farah leading off. Chase Staley is second, followed by J.C. Masick. As far as the defense for Swany, Grayson Green on the hill, Jace Moran behind the plate. Tyler Watson is over at first base tonight. Noah Lopez has started second. Gabe Garcia, your shortstop. Easton O'Quinn at third base. And there is ball 4. So the leadoff man aboard for the Baldwin Indians. Colton Rogers, Ty Moses, and Landon Peterson in the outfield left to right.
Those bases on balls. That's no way to start a game. You got to make them earn their way on. And Adam 0-2 maybe got a little too cute.
Yeah, he was trying to work the corners and just missed. Fouled off a 3-2 pitch and then missed, and so gives him a board. And Chase Staley now to the plate. Dangerous hitter.
Well, Baldwin sends their best 2 hitters up, bat 1 and 2. That's these guys.
And there's a strike, and just like he did with Farah, he starts out with a strike. Went 2 and 0-2 on Farah, but then lost him on 4 balls.
And we're back at double play depth where we should be.
Kyler holding the runner at first base. Hey, you mentioned Baldwin average as a team hitting .272. Swany's average is up to .271, so pretty even. Green's pitch, and that could be 2. There's Lopez. He bobbles it, and he couldn't get either one. Bobbled the ball at second base, then tried to shuffle it over to Garcia. Not in time, and everybody's safe. E4 in the books.
Now batting for the Indians, number 2, Jesse Mason.
That's
yeah, it's not the ideal start. Not what you want, a walk and then an error. And even with the walk, we thought that was a routine double play, but
Didn't get
Didn't work
any
out.
more routine than that. It was hit right at him. And I think he just got a little over anxious. And we saw these guys last year, Garcia and Lopez, and they were impeccable. And this year they not been. But I'm sure we'll be a double play depth again with nobody out. We're facing their number 3 batter, and the bases should be empty. So let's hope it didn't get to Grayson too much. Batter's going to square around, maybe bunt.
Joe's bunt, and Jace will throw down to second base. This is J.C. Masick at the plate.
It tells you something if you got your number 3 hitter sacrificing here in the first inning.
Runs could be at a
Yes,
premium. That's what Coach
that's what
Osteen
they're
is thinking.
thinking.
And lays down a bunt toward third base. Plays to first. Lopez over there covering, and they get the out at first. That'll move the runners, though. One down now.
Well, I give Green credit for not trying to get cute and go to third base. He's a left-hander, which would make going to third probably a whole lot harder.
Yeah, and that was a nice bunt that he laid
Yes.
down. So the only play was the first, had no chance to get that lead runner. So they got the out. Second and third now for the cleanup man. Here's Mason Williams.
And we're not going to play the infield in, and I think that's what you do in the first inning.
Strike one on the off-speed pitch. Playing even at the bags, first and third. And playing regular depth at second and short. There's a called
That's
strike.
corner.
0-2. Boy, a strikeout would be what
Real
the
big.
doctor ordered here. See if he can complete it. Green shaking off a couple of signs. Now he's got what he likes. Set up on the outside part of the plate. And the pitch going to be fouled away. Still 0-2.
You know, after walking the leadoff batter going 0-2, you know, Billy's going to come out and talk to Grayson. And I think settle him. You know, he's pitching real well right this minute. You know, he's got this guy 0-2. But-
Rights to the broadcast of this district tournament game, this championship game in the 2026 FHSAA Class 3A baseball playoffs have been granted to River Country by the Florida High School Athletic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Florida High School Activities Association is prohibited.
Well, I don't know what Billy is telling him there, but the umpire is going to come out and tell him, Billy, you've told him enough. Time to go home. So Billy's going to turn around, head to the dugout, and Grayson obviously is going to stay in. Runners are still going to be on second and third.
And still 0-2 on the batter. So probably just telling him, we really could use a strikeout here. Let's go with your best pitch.
You know, and you might be right. He may have just told him, hey, don't be nibbling, just challenge. You know, have confidence in yourself here. Challenge it.
Green's 0-2 pitch. And tried to handcuff him, and he got a little piece of it, and that should be a foul ball. They'll throw down to first base. And the ball gets away from, wasn't that a foul ball?
Evidently not. Billy's going to come up and ask the umpire to check with the other umpires, see if that was a foul ball.
Sure looked like it was in foul. Jace went ahead and threw down because, you know, he wasn't sure because the umpire never made a call, but and now the umpires are going to get together. I could have sworn that was a foul ball. What'd you see?
Well, I thought, you know, first of all, I believe the ball was a foul ball. That's neither here nor there. I thought it was a strikeout, first base unoccupied, you know, less than 2 out, and he was taken off. But I said, why is he taken off? You're like, you know, he hit the ball.
Yeah, it looks like he got a piece of it,
Yeah.
and it you know, ground in the dirt because he was kind of handcuffing him. But I thought it hit in the box in foul territory, so Let's see what the umpires decide here. They got 3 of them tonight. 3 experienced umpires, and don't have replay. They can't use that, but they can use 6 eyes.
My guess is they won't change it because they're not always right, but they're never wrong.
Well, if that's the case, we're going to have Williams aboard at first base.
It's going to be first and third and nobody out.
And now the umpire is going to come over and talk to Coach Osteen, the Baldwin head coach.
Well, if he's going over to talk to the Baldwin coach, then we right now we're 50-50 our way.
Yeah. I sure saw it as a foul ball, which should have been a dead ball, but the umpire didn't call it right away. Jay stepped out, threw it to first, but we ended up fumbling that on the receiving end. Farah ended up crossing the plate. Staley went to third. So it's either first and third, 1 run in. We'll come back with the batter once again and put the runners back where they were.
All right. Well, I'm watching the Baldwin coach, who I'm sure if it goes against him, he's going to be very upset. I don't blame him. I mean, maybe you get the call right this way, but you don't ever want to have a run taken off the board, especially in a playoff game like this.
Crazy way to start a ball game here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah. And and if it was going his way, I'm sure that umpire would have been gone already, and he'd be talking to Billy and saying, "Billy, it's not going your way." So I think he's explained it to him.
Yeah, we need a lip reader out here, is what we need. And now here comes Coach Moran. He wants to see what's going on, and field umpire says, "Hang on."
Well, I think what Billy wants is he wants his pitcher to be able to throw while we're having all this discussion.
It's a pretty long discussion.
Yeah. Well, let's get back on the bus and get off, start all over again.
So, the game started after just tuning in with a walk to Farah. And then Staley.
After being 0-2.
Yeah. And then Staley reaches via an error on Noah Lopez at second base. So that
which was a tailor-made double play ball.
Masick then bunts the 2 runners over. Successful sacrifice, moves them over. Second and third, 1 down. Then Mason Williams had him at 0-2. Inside pitch looked like he fouled it into the dirt, but umpire never made a call. So he ran to first base. They threw it down and weren't able to catch the ball cleanly on the receiving end of that. And I believe they are going to put them back. We are going back to still confused.
They're going back to maybe they're going back. I don't see.
Okay, they're putting them back at second and third.
Okay, second and third, 1 out.
And so they're saying Williams struck out. Or was out at first base, I guess, on the strikeout. So 2 down. Williams ends up being a strikeout. 2 down. Now Max Gallagher is the batter. Second and third, and Max Gallagher is going to bring in at least 1. No, he's going to bring in 2. That gets to the gap, and they're going to send him around. And Gallagher with 2 RBI, and Baldwin takes a 2-0 lead.
2 unearned runs. 1 hit and 2 runs. Walk and an error.
Yep. And we talked about it. We talked about it all season long, how that can come back to bite you. And it did there, top of the first inning for Swany. So Dogs are going to have to play from behind. 2-0 Baldwin with a lead in this championship game. And now Caden Smith is the batter.
And we're lucky the runner's not on second. He came around first, and when he saw the center fielder throwing to the cutoff man, he stopped. But the cutoff man was over at shortstop. He had a clear run to the bag. So we got lucky there.
Called strike. Yeah, because he was kind of in no man's land. He was in between the bases, but retreated back to first base. Gallagher at first. Smith with a 1-1 count. 2 down in the inning. 2 runs across for Baldwin. I guess that a little bit low. 2-1. Look good from up here.
Well, I thought I did a great job umping the last game. Maybe I need to get into this one. That's too low.
Yep. 3-1.
And he's just overthrowing.
Grayson maybe just a little too pumped up here as he tries to work through it here in the top of the first inning.
I'm sure that he's like a little upset that he gave up the 2-run single.
And there's a second free pass of the inning issued by Green.
He needs to settle down.
And for Green, I'm just curious as to his walk to strikeout ratio. It's pretty good. So,
yeah, well, it's a high stress game, and you can't be mad at your teammates, but the last thing you wanted was
Page Waits now comes in.
2 unearned runs.
Ball high and outside.
And Wayne, I am trying to find my Swany pitching stats.
Okay. Yeah. You should have it. I put them all over there. What? Once it got up and walked away. There's a called strike.
Well, Billy's in a awkward position. He's got, not like he's throwing bad stuff. He's just having a little plate problem.
And there's a hit towards center field, deep. Moses going back, and he makes the catch just shy of the warning track, and that's going to do it for the Baldwin Indians. But they play 2 runs and lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning here on RiverCountrySports.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1-day-per-week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts. Visit myswannyriver.com to learn more.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. At J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive. Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
Bulldog Baseball here in River Country is brought to you in part by J&W Automotive, along with the Suwannee River Water Management District, reminding you that we are in drought conditions right now, so conserve water. Also brought to you by Van Carpet One, by the Waltz Automotive Group, by the Welborn Blueberry Festival, by Farm Bureau Insurance, by the Suwannee County School District, by Companion Animal Hospital. They sponsor our scoreboard as you see 2-0 Baldwin on it here in the first. Also by Ricky Gamble, your Suwannee County property appraiser, and by Corbett Mobile Home Supplies.
Well, Wayne, we're facing their best pitcher. He's got a 2-run lead. Get this thing going. And the Dogs could just tie this thing up. Momentum would change big time.
Baldwin comes in with a 3-7 road record. Swany is 6-7 on the road, 9-4 at home. Baldwin was 8-3 at home. They were 4-1 in neutral games. Swany didn't play any of those. Runs for and against. Baldwin 126 runs scored, 113 given up. Swany 154 runs scored and 108 given up. And those averages just about the same. Slugging percentage, on base percentage, 2 evenly matched ball clubs. Baldwin and Swany. District 3-3A championship game, and let's see if Swany can get those runs back here.
Well, no one needs to put that error behind him. It's like a bad golf shot. You move on to the next one.
And if you sit and worry about what
Yeah.
happened, can't focus on the present.
Right.
Noah Lopez to lead off here in the bottom of the first inning, facing Chase Staley. And the first pitch up high for ball one. Staley on the mound. Mason Williams is your catcher. Max Gallagher, the Baldwin first baseman. Caden Smith at second. Turner Fair at shortstop. And Carson Duffy at third base. Staley's pitch, and that one be foul.
Staley averages about a strikeout and a half an inning. So he can throw. He's their guy. After that, it gets a little weak. He is certainly their best pitcher.
Taylor right in left field. Joshua Jordan, the center fielder. Jesse Masick is the right fielder. Curveball just off the plate, 2-1.
And Noah pretty much epitomizes the Swany team. He's hitting 277, and so's the team.
Jace Moran on deck, followed by Easton O'Quinn in the order. And that one a mile high, should be playable. That goes the center fielder, Jordan, and he'll make the catch. One down for Swany. And now Jace Moran. What do you think about the pinstripe uniforms? You like those?
You know, Wayne, when you were in panic mode looking for me tonight, I was in the dugout doing my homework, talking to the coaches, and I asked Billy about it, and he said last year they won the district wearing these uniforms, and that's what the players wanted to wear. Billy wanted them to wear the whites. They wanted the pinstripes. He gave in.
Yeah. If
So
that's
there's
what
your
they want,
answer.
there you go. And hopefully they'll pay off. Jace Moran at the plate, ahead in the count 1-0.
Let's get some runners on. Let's get a little something going here. Whoa.
It's high, gets by the catcher off his glove and back to the screen. I will say that the wind is blowing out if you look at the flag there in center field. So it could be a hitter's night.
Maybe we may have to wait for him to turn the lights on. Get to the night part.
Can I get away with saying evening?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
3-0. Jace just needs to get on here. We need to get some base runners. A little pressure on him, get things going.
And I'm sure Staley would still pitch around Jace as much as you can, but you got some pretty tough hitters behind him. And on 4 straight, he walks Moran, so Swany has a base run.
Yeah, that wouldn't. He didn't throw anything that was. He threw one pitch, a curveball that almost got the corner, and that was about the only thing he threw that was near hittable. Everything else was over Jace's head.
It's Easton O'Quinn. He's the guy that had the grand slam in that semifinal game against Wolfson.
Well, I'm sure he's heading away. We're not going to be sacrificing with one out in the first inning. And at some point in time, Jace may run.
Pitch is high.
Staley is a little bit wild high here. That's
And I think both starting pitchers might be just a little pumped at this point in the game. They've kind of settled into it. Baldwin able to take advantage of that, plating 2 runs in the top of the first, and let's see if Swany can get back in this thing. Good crowd on hand. Still plenty of room, though, for you. If you're out and about, come on down here. We got a softball game going on behind us. They're playing Franklin County. Senior night for the girls. So a baseball and softball doubleheader out here at the park. And that's going to be popped into the air. Catcher says he has room and can't make the catch. That was a mile high, and you got to take advantage of that. Williams could not corral that. And so in foul territory, O'Quinn gets new life. And speaking of doubleheaders, the girls are playing a true doubleheader.
It's a triple header here today.
Yeah, so we could say a triple header. They were scheduled to play Franklin earlier this year and weren't able to play that game, so now they're playing 2 tonight here on senior night. So good luck to Coach Gaby and the Lady Dogs. Throw over to first base and a little bit closer than it should have been, but ran back safely. 1-1 Quinn.
Well, they're working hard on Billy.
Or Jace.
Yeah, little Billy. Big Jace, little Bill.
And again, he gets underneath it, but this one will be out of play.
Well, Lopez got underneath the one that he hit, and O'Hearn's there too. They just hit down on the ball.
Two good cuts at it, but popping them up.
1 and 2, you can't take anything that's close here.
Only takes one. And the 1-2 pitch. Bird ball just misses.
I couldn't have taken that pitch.
2-2.
It was right eye high, and it's like so inviting. That was a great pitch.
It was. And it was tailing away from him. The 2-2 delivery, that's outside.
Way outside.
So the count goes full in Easton O'Quinn. You doing anything here with Jake Hunter?
I'm running Billy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running Jace.
No, thank you.
Billy's running Jace. How's that? And I'm sure the pitcher's going to at least step off or look over. 3-2. He does not need to leave too soon. No, he's not going.
No, and there's ball 4. That was up high, so first and second down, 1 down, and Kyler Watson to the plate.
Well, I said it in our part of the inning, and I'll say it in their part of the inning, and that's those bases on balls. They come back to kill you.
Kyler Watson playing at first base tonight. He's that utility guy, plays all over the field. Infield, outfield, pitches, catches.
I'm watching Staley here, and he's a little overpumped.
In the dirt. Nice job by Williams.
And I'm not so sure the pitch that Noah hit was a strike. I think we've seen 9 balls out of his last 12 pitches here.
His 1-0 pitch, runners are going to third base. He'll try to beat him, and he does not. Now across the diamond, the throw's off the bag, and we're going to go home. And Swany steals a run. What do we got? We got 2 runners at bags. I did get the runner at second base, apparently. I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing here?
Well, that was kind of, I don't know.
Easton, I'm not sure.
Out.
Yeah, I don't know. Moran came all the way around to score.
I have no idea, Wayne.
That was bizarre. Tyler Watson's at first base. And he reaches via the fielder's choice. They made the play at third. He didn't beat Jace to the bag. And then I don't know how O'Quinn got erased. I don't know exactly what he was doing out there. That one lost me a little bit.
Lost me a lot. I don't know why he was headed back to first base unless
Well, that's the second out of the inning, and just gave up a runner in scoring position there. There was no reason for that, but fresh mistake, we'll just say that. Good-looking sweeping curveball to Gabe Garcia. 2 down now, runner at first base. Swany did get a run in, so it's 2-1 Baldwin, cut the lead in half. But it should be 1 out and a runner at first and second or first and third. And there's a good piece of hitting by Gabe Garcia, deep, but playable, and the catch is made by Joshua Jordan at the warning track. So Swany cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1, Baldwin leading after an inning of play here on RiverCountrySports.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Dan Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
And back here at the ballpark, tonight's broadcast being sponsored in part by Ricky Gamble, your property appraiser for Suwannee County. There when you need them, the property appraiser's office at 215 Pine Avenue in Live Oak. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, except for holidays. Of course, they're always online. You can go to SwaneePA.com. The phone number 386-362-1385. A big Bulldog salute going out to Ricky Gamble and the staff of the property appraiser's office.
I think I know what happened.
All right.
And if I'm right, everybody's wrong. We hit the ball down to third base.
Yep.
Weren't there runners on first and second?
Yep.
So if the
Now batting for the Indians.
third
number
baseman
6,
touches the
Dylan
bag,
Right,
the
he went-
runner at second, you're automatically out. It's a force play.
We went for the force, but he did not beat Jace to the bag.
Okay.
So, but the runner at first didn't go. And then we're safe. Tyler gets safe at first, and Quinn never went to second, and he was just hung up in no man's land.
Well,
Anyway, second inning here.
all right, let's just throw all the first inning jitters away and let's play some real baseball here, because that was
bizarre. We had some bizarre things happen there in that first inning.
Yeah.
Taylor Wright, the batter here, to lead off the second for Baldwin. Green's pitch, chop to Osteen. High chop, throws on the money, and one down. Good looking defensive play there. One down. And now Joshua Jordan about.
Oh, all right. So nice to get the first out. And keep throwing strikes.
Baldwin not going to be an easy ball club
No.
to defeat. This is a veteran club. They were tough last year and looking for a little bit of revenge. We may end up turning around and playing them in the first round of the playoffs. That's a distinct possibility. And from what I've heard, the first round of the 3A playoffs is one and done. And then they get into a series in the second round. I have no idea why they made that decision, because they had a series last year, so they've gone backwards. I have to ask the powers to be. Sounds to me like people are making decisions that have never played a baseball game.
What a surprise that would be.
Talking to a couple of folks out here, athletic director and people involved in the program, and I asked them, I said, why would they do that? And everyone is just shaking their heads. I no idea.
Well, Baldwin has been gifted 2 runs here, and maybe we've been gifted 1 back.
Yeah. But then we gave them an out,
Yeah.
which kind of took us out of that inning. Well, Jordan has worked the count full here, so Green needs to throw strikes. Already issued 2 walks in the first. And back toward the pitcher. He knocks it down. Will chase it down. Throw to first in time. Way to stay with it, Grayson Green.
Well, we had that one covered on the camera pretty good.
That's always a tough play when it's hit right back to the pitcher. And he was lucky to get a glove on it. He did knock it down, but then he knocked it away from himself. Had to chase it and throw a strike, which he did. So 2 down and top of the order now. Here's Farah. This is where it all started for Baldwin. He drew a walk his first at bat. Came around to score. There's ball 1 to him.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you have on a neon green elbow pad and a neon green ankle support, you'd better be good. And this kid is good. He's probably the best player on their team. Because otherwise you're going to take a lot of ribbon with that stuff.
Yeah, well, it's popping.
Yeah.
And he's going to drop this one in front of Ty, and that's a base hit. So Fair aboard with 2 outs, and Chase Staley coming up.
Staley walked first time up, which
Staley is the one that hit the ball
that's right.
to Lopez.
Yeah.
And he ended up booting it.
That was it, a walk and an error. All right, let's see if we can just end this inning. Would like to end this inning, getting their top 2 batters out of the way. That one's just a little outside, ball 1.
Really interested to see what happens with the FHSAA and the playoff brackets, which come out this weekend. See where they end up seeding these 2 teams. Both will be in the playoffs.
Good pitch
here, yeah.
Right in on his hands and didn't even touch it.
1-1 count.
Almost got him on the ankle. 2-1. Usually when a pitcher's got his good stuff, you're all over the plate, but like there's a control to it. You're not thrown into dirt. You're not thrown over people's heads. You're in, you're out, you're up, you're down. But 2-2 now.
Yeah, nice looking pitch there. So
and
count.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him send a runner right here on a 2-2 pitch. And evidently,
Green thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And it would be a place to run, no doubt about it. And 10-8, Swany softball with a win over Franklin County. Or that game's still going on, or is that a final? That's still continuing. Okay. They got a good one going on in the softball field as well. So come on out here and do the double dip. Go back and forth.
Ball 3, and that one wasn't even close. So now the runner gets the start. He's going to take off regardless of whatever. There's 2 outs. So he's running on the crack of the bat. And there he goes. And
He'll do it again.
Fly ball.
Fly ball behind us.
Yeah. And this is where Grayson's got to he's got to buckle down here. No, can't be walking people.
3-2 pitch.
That was a good pitch right there.
And again, he fouled it away to stay alive. So good battle going on between Staley and Green right now.
Now that was about a knee-high fastball, and Staley couldn't handle it. So let's see.
He fought it off. 3-2 once again, and there's that got him. And that's going to do it for the Indians. No score in the second inning, and they still lead 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second here on RiverCountrySports.com.
The hunt is on during the Declaration of Deals sales event at Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go on the ultimate egg hunt for unbeatable savings on cars, Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. Crack open big savings on select 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $12,000 off MSRP.
People ask me, how do you give such great prices? Easy. Unlike the bunny, we don't hide our deals. That's right.
Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These deals are Easter Bunny approved.
Don't miss the 32nd annual Wellborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th from 7:30 to 3:30 at Andrews Square in downtown Wellborn, FLA. Start with a delicious blueberry pancake breakfast, served from 7:30 to 10:30. This family-friendly event features over 100 vendors, plus live music, a car show, a kids' corner, complete with a petting zoo and pony rides, plus a parade. And did I mention blueberries? The annual Wellborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th. For more, visit their Facebook page or their website at wellborn.cc.
Tom, I just got a compliment up here on your singing ability at karaoke out of the Spirit of the Swany.
Well, Wayne, I go there on Thursday nights, and I'm not going to say it's an older crowd. I'm just going to say if you have a Medicare card, you can get in. So bring your Medicare card. And because I'm sitting around a bunch of octogenarians, I love to just get their attention. And last night I sang "Creep" by Radiohead.
You didn't sing it in the same heavy metal style that Radiohead did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, see,
I had to
I'd
leave-
pay to see that.
I had to leave the expletives out.
All right, back to baseball. Grayson Green to lead off for the Dogs here in the second.
Chance to help his own cause here, Grayson. Good eye, buddy. Come on. Whoa, it hit him.
He's already got hit on the mound. The ball coming right back at him, and now gets hit in the leg, and he'll just shake it off and trot down to first base and say, hey, we got the leadoff man aboard.
Hey, I hope Staley hits another 5.
And the courtesy runner will come out. I believe that's Hunter Watson going to run for him.
Yeah, number 14. All right, leadoff runner. Hey, getting hit by a pitch is as good as a walk, is as good as a hit. And you want to be, all right, we're talking to we're talking to Billy. He's telling him who's coming in to run. The umpire is making a note of that.
Yeah. And courtesy runners don't count. You can still enter the ball game as a position player or what have you later in the game. But it's a speed up rule for the pitcher and catcher.
And who's hitting here, Wayne?
This is Ty Moses.
Home run, Moses. That's high.
Talking to his dad before the game and told me that, he'd been concentrating on football and that's his first love. And he really didn't even pick up a baseball bat until the season. So it's taken him a little while to kind of get that hand-eye coordination going. And the called strike on the corner.
That's a wide plate right there.
And like Coach Moran, like us up here, his dad doesn't like him looking at third strikes. 1-1 count. In the dirt, and that's going to allow the runner to skip to second base. The throw down, not going to be in time.
It was a nice recovery by the catcher.
It was. He made it close, but the wild pitch in the dirt, and Mason Williams did all he could to gather that up and try to throw him out.
You know, when I see these kids after the game, provided we win, I will be teasing Grayson that, Grayson, they would have thrown you out because Watson's that much faster than you. He might just turn around and agree.
He might. But he's in there focusing on pitching. So Hunter, the experienced senior out there, and Ty goes deep to left field. Left fielder back to the track. Is it going to hang up? He does make the catch right in front of the wall. Nice play out there by Taylor Wright.
Yeah, another foot or two, and that thing is off the wall or out of here. Wow. He gave that a ride.
It's a game of inches.
Number 16, Hampton Newman.
Designated hitter Hampton Newman now the batter.
All right, base hits a run here, Hampton. Big gap in right center. Staley has been having a hard time here finding the plate.
No, he's kept the Dogs at just one run.
Yeah.
And that one missed inside.
I mean, we've had we've had 2 warning track outs here.
We have. And I thought that one was gone there for a moment, but it held up. The 1-0 pitch.
Whoa! Did it get him or get his bat or got all of it?
It got him, and he's going to take off to first base. So it is the second hit batsman of the inning.
I was only kidding when I said I hope he hits 5 of them.
Yeah,
5 of them, we'd end up with 2 runs.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't mean that literally. So
no, but I'm 3 away.
Colton Rogers.
But I can promise you that there's no way that you can hit 5 batters in an inning and stay.
Colton Rogers comes up to the plate, not your typical 9th place batter.
No.
Kid hitting over 300 on the season. First and second, 1 down.
There's a big gap in right center, Wayne.
And going to drill one. This is drifting foul, however. And it is going to be foul. And it's going to stay in the ballpark.
Come on, take this back.
If you can hit a line drive over the second baseman's head, it will roll all the way to the Sports Connection sign.
And that one was in foul territory, and interestingly enough, was off the Sports Connection sign. It's just crazy how that happens. So 0-1 to Rogers. Staley's pitch. Curveball. Good looking pitch.
All right, what I'm not understanding is why their first baseman is playing in.
Playing in front of the runner, not holding them on.
And there's 2 strikes. It's certainly not going to bunt. And just different defense for different people, I guess.
This curveball misses out of the strike zone. Ball and 2 strikes. Tried to get him to chase there. Rogers didn't bite. Staley from the stretch. His pitch. And I'm going to have to do it again. That one fouled out of play into the Swany bullpen.
Well, I can tell you that Colton has averaged a strikeout a game, and he's not a pitcher. So he could be a victim. He could be a hero.
I'm rooting for Hero.
Or maybe he can get hit.
That would load him up if he were to. And waits for that curveball, and again, fouls it off.
Hanging tough. And that, hey, you're up there, you're in the hole, and you keep fouling pitches off. The more pitches you take, the more likely you are to get a hit.
Yeah, and you're getting that pitch count up. Staley battling Colton Rogers here in the second.
It's close, Colton. You got to swing, and it is.
And this one is into right field. Let's see if we tag up
second.
here. Catch is made by Masick, and nobody moving. Kid had a pretty good arm. Good decision there. 2 down, however. Top of the order now, Noah Lopez. He led off the game, flying out to center field.
Dog number 8, Noah Lopez.
All right, Noah, be a hero.
Well, it's too early to be a hero, but
Never too early.
We could choose a base hit. Would tie it up. We could hit something to the outfield.
All right, now the first baseman is playing way behind the runner, which is the right thing to do.
There's a curveball for a strike. Only thing I can figure is playing up, thinking that he was going to bunt.
Yeah, but he was there with 2 strikes. There's no way he was bunting with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Count was 1 and 2 for 3 pitches.
The 0-1 pitch.
Whoa.
High curveball. That looks like it's going to miss badly, but it comes in, and that was a close pitch.
And that's why he's hit 2 batters, Wayne, is that curveball when it doesn't break at all.
Yeah.
That's the deal. And he almost hit Noah that time.
1-1. There's the fastball, and Noah puts it into the outfield, and it is going to. Great catch out there. I thought it was going to drop, but Taylor Wright ran it down, made the catch, and that's going to end the inning. Baldwin remains up by a run. It's 2-1 Baldwin after 2 here on RiverCountrySports.com.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Branford and in Live Oak. In Branford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Orbit's Mobile Home Supplies in Lake City has everything you need. They've got it. They've got everything from doors to windows to tubs to showers to plumbing and electrical supplies. Heck, you'll find power poles there, steps, paneling, pre-finished sheetrock, vinyl siding and skirting, wide-width carpet, vinyl flooring. They even got some RV parts. Go see Preston or any of the staff for all of your mobile home needs. That's Corbett's Mobile Home Supplies on Deputy Jeff Davis Lane in Lake City, FLA, and online at CorbettSupply.com.
You know, Wayne, when you said they had doors, I'm listening to this lovely music up here, and I was wishing maybe they would play some Doors.
You want to hear the Doors?
I'd rather hear the Doors.
Let me put it in the
whatever we're hearing
request
now.
for you. Yeah. And I can't be blamed for the music up here. I don't even know. Wayne, is this your pick?
The combination of the kids and the coach, and we kind of let them mix it together.
There you go. So it's kid, coach is approved. And they didn't ask you, Tom.
No, next year I'm going to get on the music choice list. You know, you got to remember, Wayne says to me, we got to pump the kids up. You can't play any Sinatra. I look out there, and there are like a whole bunch of people my age.
You think they'll all stand up for Frank Sinatra?
They would all love to hear. They don't have to hear it every song, but they shouldn't have to hear this every song either. They paid to get in.
Start the petition. We'll see if we can get enough signatures. Jesse Masick to lead off here for Baldwin, and
Wayne, it does,
1-1.
it does. You know, Wayne said over there, he says, "Oh, Sinatra." It doesn't have to be Sinatra. Any dead Italian singer is fine. Okay, Tony Bennett,
Bobby
Dean Martin,
Darin.
Bobby Darin, Al Martino, any one of them.
Okay, I'm sure that's a priority. 1-2 count on Masick.
Let's have a 1-2-3 inning here. You know, enough of these adventures.
Yeah, Swany needs to score some runs here. 2-1 Baldwin at this point.
Well, they need to end the. You know, that was, I guess, first inning jitters by both teams, but I would think at this point they might be over that. This is the second playoff game.
Well, this is district championship game, so
yeah,
both teams have played well enough this year with good enough strength of schedules. They're going to be in the 3A playoff somewhere. It's just a matter of will they get home field advantage? Where will they be seated?
Whoa.
That sort of thing. Swing and a miss. Masick goes down swinging. And that is strikeout number 3 for Green.
And I think Grayson is getting it a little bit better together here.
Mason Williams.
Seems like he's kind of settling in. You're right. Mason Williams was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. And he's the kid that had that strikeout and then the throw down to first base. And we didn't know if it was a foul ball, a fair ball, a strikeout, or what happened. But after a 15-minute meeting, they decided it was a strikeout. And then Gallagher followed it up with a 2 RBI single. That went back to the wall and back to the batter. He hands it to the umpire. You don't see that very often.
No,
that's the beauty of baseball. I don't care how many games you've seen. You're going to see something new in each and every ball game you watch.
Well, after the game, I'm planning on watching you go up and get the flag down. 2-0 is a count. All right, after we say Grayson's found the plate, he throws 2 in the dirt.
Yeah, he jinxed him.
I give this kid something to hit. He can't put it anywhere. Oh,
we got Coach Vernon Wiggins, by the way, running the Companion Animal Hospital scoreboard for us tonight. He's doing a jam-up job.
You need to get him to do Brantford football.
3, and we're working on that, actually. There's a called strike on the corner, 3-1.
And that was a 3-0 gift right there. That was borderline close. That one's the same place.
Yeah, just a little bit off the plate.
Yeah, we'll give you the 3-0 strike, but we're not going to give you the 3-1 strike out there.
Tried to paint that corner once again. So Williams with the free pass to first, and he'll get a courtesy runner.
Now batting for the Indians, number 23, Max Gallagher.
Max Gallagher to the plate. He's the kid that had the 2 RBI back in the first.
And he jumped on the first pitch, and he's a left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. I'm sure he went up there and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a fastball middle out."
And he went opposite way.
And then took it, and that's where he went with it. And he's not a little kid either. I mean, he's stroked with a little power.
What's he hitting on the air?
Baseballs. By the time I find it, Wayne, I'm hoping he's out.
Number 23.
He's batting like everybody, 276.
276. All right, right around the team average.
But he's got 22 RBIs on the year, so he's there. I thought The shortstop was the RBI leader. He is their RBI leader.
And he got 2 more in this game.
Yep.
Adding to his total.
Yeah, I mean, 24 RBIs on the year is pretty good.
It is. Apparently, he likes the pressure. 2-1 count now on Gallagher. Grayson looks at the runner at first base. Now gets his sign. The pitch fouled away, out of play.
And I think he got a gift there. I think that would have been a ball. Looked a little high and tight. The defensive swing. But you're a left-handed pitcher against a left-handed hitter. You have the advantage. That's where you need to be pitching, right there.
The 2-2 pitch.
And that's why they're asking for it.
And
yep.
Got a little foul toward the Swany dugout.
And that was the pitch. I mean, he just needs to keep hammering him in on his hands.
Baldwin's doing a nice job. I mean, they get 2 strikes, they spread out, and they're just protecting the plate. That's what you're supposed to do. That's textbook. The 2-2 pitch once again. And he got him that time.
There you go.
So 2 down, 2 strikeouts. He issued a walk in between. Hayden Smith now the batter. He walked back in the first inning.
Now back for the Indians, number 1, Caden Smith.
Hey, don't forget the Swany Sports Report airs Mondays, 7 o'clock here on the channel. Join myself, sometimes Tom, along with Bulldog head coach Billy Moran. The Swany Sports Report brought to you by Roundtree Moore Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City. Don't miss the Swany Sports Report here on rivercountrysports.com. There's a strike to Smith to start out.
And when I have a lot of fun doing the show when I can wake up in time to get there.
7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
And you get down in the order like this, you're facing the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters. Just throw strikes. That's why they're batting 7, 8, 9.
And got him on 3 pitches there, and that's going to retire the side. Still 2-1 Baldwin here on rivercountrysports.com.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. At J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive. Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1-day-per-week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts. Visit myswannyriver.com to learn more.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, play fair. This message is provided by the rivercountrysports.com crew and the FHSAA. 2-1 Baldwin. Swany coming to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And leading off for the Bulldogs this inning will be Jace Moran, followed by Easton O'Quinn and Kyler Watson. So 2, 3, and 4.
In the heart of the order right here. Let's get something going.
Good time to get back into this thing. Now, the first time that Moran came up, didn't throw him anything he could hit, walked him on 4 straight. So let's see how he approaches this at bat with nobody on base. Moran digs in. And Staley's first pitch will be up high.
Same way he started the last time. Matter of fact, he threw one so high, I thought it had hit Jason his helmet.
That time he did hit him. So that's the 3rd hit batsman. And Moran going to trot down to first base.
Now batting for the Dogs.
And that tells you a little something about how wild he is. And then the other thing is, there's no way he's intentionally hitting any of our players. Don't get me wrong when I say this. But at some point in time, the umpire will go talk to the other bench, talk to the coach and say, hey, look, I know your guy's not trying to hit anybody, but you can hurt somebody out here if you keep hitting them.
Yeah.
And I did not see, but I read about that happening one time where after the guy had hit 6 players, the umpire rejected him. And it was like, I didn't try to hit anybody. No, you didn't, but I can't umpire here and let you keep hitting, batters.
I don't think he tried to hit him, but I don't think he was trying to throw him anything he could hit either.
No.
Easton O'Quinn now, nobody out, runner aboard. And he hits him square on the back.
And that's the 5th hit batsman of this game. If we could have just got them all in one inning. And I see the home plate umpire talking while he's getting a ball. And
this is going to be a mound visit just to see if he can settle this pitcher down. I mean, he hit a left-handed batter, then hit a right-handed batter, and neither one could get out of the way. I mean, they were square.
Yeah, I mean, the most, you are at the pitcher's mercy. I mean, that's where, you've got a bat in your hand to hit this little ball, and he can throw this little ball 90 miles at you anywhere he wants to throw it.
And Jason Easton over there talking about, where'd he hit you?
Yeah.
He hit me in the back. Where'd he hit you? Hit me in the leg.
This is where you're most vulnerable when you're standing at the plate. So you can't continue to put guys in harm's way. But at the same token, if you're the team that's getting hit by the pitches and nobody's getting hurt, just keep hitting me. And I have to tell you, I've watched a lot of baseball. I've never seen hit by pitch load the bases. So this could be a first.
Yeah, well, let's hope he's found his control here. Kyler Watson.
Wait, I'm happy. He can keep hitting the pitch.
Tyler, I can tell you, this is a kid not afraid of anything, so bring it on.
And, you going to the plate, and it's like, is he going to hit me or is he going to throw me a lollipop here?
And the first pitch catches the outside corner. There's your answer.
Right. Because he's trying to find the plate. And usually you're not going to be doing your best trying to find the plate.
Got first baseman playing up once again.
We're not sacrificing our number 4 hitter, so I don't get it at all. But I'll take it. He can play up a little further, be fine with me.
Playing up, shortstop's watching Moran at second base. And he'll step off the mound, chase Jace back.
Just got to make sure he doesn't balk out there.
Swany looking for a big inning. It started off with 2 base runners, nobody out. Pitch to Kyler and to the shortstop. This could be 2 to second for 1 to first. And they got him double play. That'll move the runner to third base, but 2 down now.
We can't catch a break.
Well, good defense out there. Give credit where credit is due.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 11.
Well, we're in the 3rd inning, and at this point in time, I think we've left 5 batters.
Gabe Garcia now coming to the plate. Garcia flew out about as deep as you can hit the ball without it going out of the ballpark. It hung up on the warning track out there in center field. First pitch, that'll be outside for ball 1.
Now, as wild as Staley's been here, we're going to be real alert at third base coming down that line.
And Jake's going to do everything he can across that plate before the 3rd out is made. Let's see. And there's a base hit, and that's going to be an easy way to get to home. And that'll tie the ball game up. Jace touches home plate. Gabe Garcia at first base with an RBI single.
Well, I'm glad we have a new ball game because we started out, it was horrible. And, I complained about the bases on balls. Well, getting hit by a pitch is basically the same thing. I mean, you didn't throw strikes and challenge the guy to get on by himself. You put him on.
It was Grayson Green. He was hit by the pitch back in the 2nd inning.
And he's hit both of our left-handers hitters
Yeah.
tonight.
I'll
So
go
that-
at Hampton Newman and hit Easton O'Quinn.
yeah, but they're right-handed batters. He's hit.
Yeah.
We only got two
Lefties and righties.
Yeah, we've only got two left-handed hitters, and he's hit both of them.
True. Throw to first base. That's high. It'll get by the first baseman, and that'll be a free pass to Garcia.
Whoa, where was that? That was a crazy throw to make all the way over to third base.
I guess he thought maybe the runner was going, but Garcia had stopped at second.
Yeah, you run it back into the infield. You don't throw it 100 feet across. And that was more than 100 feet. It's probably about 150 feet.
Well, that puts Garcia in scoring position now. If Green can come through with a base hit here, Swany could take the lead. Well, quickly 0-2. Green's yet to swing the bat.
Come on, Grace, fight, battle, baby.
All right, protect the plate, buddy. Here comes a fastball.
I'm looking curveball here. No, you were right. And he takes that one. And we'll take.
Walk.
Oh, that was a balk. Okay, that's why Garcia trots down to third base.
Yeah, when he pitches, sometimes I was watching warm up, and he kind of like jumps off the rubber, and that's what he did on that pitch. He jumped off the rubber.
Okay,
and that pitch was a fastball, and it was right down Broadway.
it was.
I have no idea what Grayson was looking for.
Well, they called balk, and so I guess maybe frozen. But Garcia, he just started walking to third base. And I'm going, what's good? Is there time called?
We've seen everything here.
We have seen some things tonight.
Maybe we get
every week.
little catcher's interference here and score a run.
Yeah, any way you can get that run in, runner at third with two down. Grayson Green, 2 strikes on him.
Help your cause, buddy.
And that's ball 1.
You know what? When you're down in the count, you're not looking for a strike to hit. You're just looking for a ball that you can hit, and that's what Grayson needs to do here. If he can hit it, swing. Don't take it.
And that's inside, ball 2.
Good stop by the catcher, also Wayne.
Yeah, and he's done a nice job tonight, Mason Williams. Got over there and blocked it. Probably saved a run.
All right, Grayson, look for the curveball, outside fastball.
Nation shows like he's going to throw down to third, but doesn't. Chases Garcia back. Now the count is full.
All right, Grayson, stay tough. Hang tough, buddy. Hang tough. He's got to groove it for you. And it's a fastball right down the middle. This is what he's throwing.
And a shortstop, going to be a high hop. Handles it, makes a nice throw, and that's going to retire the side. Swany gets a run and ties it up. It's 2-2 after 3 here on RiverCountrySports.com. Don't miss the 32nd annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th from 7:30 to 3:30 at Andrews Square in downtown Welborn, FLA. Start with a delicious blueberry pancake breakfast, served from 7:30 to 10:30. This family-friendly event features over 100 vendors, plus live music, a car show, a kids' corner, complete with a petting zoo and pony rides, plus a parade. And did I mention blueberries? The annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th. For more, visit their Facebook page or their website at welborn.cc.
The hunt is on during the Declaration of Deals sales event at Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go on the ultimate egg hunt for unbeatable savings on cars, Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. Crack open big savings on select 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $12,000 off MSRP.
People ask me, how do you give such great prices? Easy. Unlike the bunny, we don't hide our deals. That's right.
Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These deals are Easter Bunny approved.
Tonight's district championship game is being sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship.
Well, Wayne, we got a new ball game. It's 2-2. And Grayson is the last inning was.
He actually struck out the side with a walk in between, but 3 strikeouts in that inning.
Yeah, he was finding it last inning.
He's got facing 7, 8, and 9 here in the order. So another 3 up, 3 down inning would be nice.
Now batting number 22, Paige Waits.
The designated hitter, Cage Waits, to lead off, flew out to the center fielder back in the first inning. Batting here in inning number 4. Baldwin with 2 runs in the first. Swany scratched a run across in the bottom of the first, and another one last inning. So we're at 2-2. Number 22, Cage Waits.
Cage hitting 357 on the year, Wayne.
Wow.
It's, I don't know why you're batting down there, and maybe you're batting down there because you've only had 19 plate appearances.
There you go. And fought that curveball off. It was a nice pitch.
He's only a junior. And obviously he's their leading batter.
And that's off the plate, 1-2. The light's on now at the ballpark as nighttime settles in. Beautiful night. It's that time of the year here in this part of the state. I mean, we've just had gorgeous weather. We could use some rain as, you know, we're in drought conditions, but man, beautiful night for baseball.
And Wayne, you know, you talk about drought conditions and you look at this field and how good it is under drought conditions. Can you imagine how pretty and crisp it looks when it's really green?
Well, you want rain, but you don't want too much at one time.
No.
But we haven't had any for a while
you
here.
pretty much don't get a choice on that.
That's true.
1-2. Cam right here. Oh,
Yep,
nice pitch. 4 in a row. Okay, now he's in the zone.
1 down in the inning.
Just stay in the zone. It's the end of the order. Throw strikes.
That's strikeout number 6 for Grayson in this ball game. Taylor Wright now the batter. Wright grounded out to Easton O'Quinn, third baseman, back in the second.
And he's hitting 306 on the year.
A swing and a miss. Call strike. Okay, actually, this is a pinch hitter here. This is or they've put him in the game. Evan Llewellyn, number 6 at the plate.
Win around. There you go. 5 in a row.
That is.
Oh, you found the zone. Stay there.
Well, I don't guess it would have mattered if it was Waits or Llewellyn.
Just keep pounding the zone. Wayne, I think he's thrown about 10 pitches on the last 3 strikeouts.
Joshua Jordan, and he'll foul a ball off out of play.
Number 3, Joshua Jordan.
He's keeping the ball low and inside to the right-handed batters. And they're having trouble catching. Well, that was a curveball that just didn't break.
Yeah, it just missed off the plate.
And I wouldn't even be fooling with that. I'd just be pounding that fastball where he's been doing it. And here it comes again. Here comes the fastball.
And there it is. Blew it by him.
Why fool around? Let's just call another fastball.
Ball and 2 strikes. Well, if you just keep throwing that steady diet, they're going to catch up to it eventually. Got to keep them guessing a little bit.
Well, I'll wait till they catch up. Right now, they're not catching up. I don't think it bothered like Sandy Koufax if they all knew it was coming.
Didn't matter there. The high heat
6
got
in
him.
a row.
And that retires the side. It's all tied up at 2 here at Booster Field on RiverCountrySports.com.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Swany County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Branford and in Live Oak. In Branford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Do you want to help veterans? Vet Team 6 is a nonprofit organization that helps North Florida and South Georgia veterans with all types of projects. Things that other organizations may not be able to do, like mowing lawns, removing debris, repairing driveways. We even helped one veteran bury his donkey. You can help Vet Team 6 by volunteering your time or by making a monetary donation to the cause. For more information, check out our Facebook page at VETTEAMSIX. Vet Team 6. 6 branches, 1 mission.
The Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make the FHSAA baseball championships possible. Team IP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA, Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Harif Jones, the official championship ring partner of the FHSAA, Max Preps is the official scores and statistics of the organization, GoFan, the official online ticket provider, the NHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA, and Wilson, provider of the official game ball for the 2026 HSAA Baseball Championships. 2-2 ball game. Swany batting now here in the bottom of the fourth. Ty Moses to lead off for the Dogs. And going to be deep to the shortstop. Going to get by him into left field for a base hit.
I'm going to tell you, there's no way that he was going to throw Ty out.
Even if he fields that one, it backhands. He's deep in the hole, and he had no chance. You're right. But base hit. So Ty Moses, good way to start off the inning. And now Hampton Newman to the plate. Case Staley still out there working for the Indians.
And, he's pitching a hell of a game here, Wayne. I mean, he's been struggling. He's hit 5 guys, but he's still in the game and drops a nice curveball in there on Hampton.
Yeah, he's hit 4 batters.
Oh, only 4? I'm sorry.
So, but
I may be seeing into the future here.
Let's hope not. And that one is a mile in the air. Shortstop calling for it. He's backing up and will make the catch in the outfield.
Well, unable to move the runner. 1 out, still at first.
Number 2, Colton Rogers.
Colton Rogers comes up. He flew out to right field. His only other at bat.
Which was a pesky at bat. He was 0-2 and fought back to at least put the ball in play.
Throw over to first base. Moses has to get the uniform dirty. Ty's always a threat to run. Good speed over there on first base. Not going. And that's down the line. That's a fair ball. That's going to roll to the corner. Rounding second, heading to third is Moses, and they will stop him there. And standing up with a double is Colton Rogers.
All right, Colton. Mama and Grandma are happy.
So second and third now, 1 down, and we go to the top of the order, Noah Lopez.
All you need to do is hit one of those fly balls like you hit before, Noah. Just deep enough to score somebody, we take the lead.
Oh, he's flown out to center field and to left field. So that would be a sac fly if he can do it this at bat.
Maybe he can fly out to right field this time.
Or maybe a base hit could score 2.
That would be wonderful.
First
In
pitch
the
is
dirt,
in the dirt.
in the dirt.
Doesn't get away.
All right, now, Wayne, I got to tell the people we're playing the infield in here with runners at second and third, 1 out. High ball game. This is the right play. This is what you've got to do. You don't have any force out, and you have the go-ahead run at third base. You need to play the infield in.
And you're getting deeper in the game. So,
yeah,
this is not the top of the first.
It's bottom of the fourth.
Yeah. Chops foul, left field. 1-1 count on Lopez.
And the deal is here with the infield in, it's because it's a shorter throw, obviously. And if you're going to catch the ball, it has to be hit at you, which means you can make the play.
Everybody up on the grass in the infield. Case Staley's pitch. Going to be low. And again, a nice job by Mason Williams to block it up.
Yeah, if the infield's in and you're one of the fielders and you have to go to your right or you have to go to your left, it's a pretty good chance you're not going to be able to throw the guy out at home.
2-1 count now on Noah. And that one's outside and in the dirt. 3-1.
It's 90 feet to first base. So when you look out there, you can kind of gauge where the infielders are. And the first baseman is about maybe 80 feet in
if
or
they
80
were
feet away.
If they were to walk him here, That would load him up for Jace Moran.
I'll take it. And you know what? We'll see if Coach gives him the green light here, 3-1.
I would think that they would have to pitch to Moran if he. And Lopez is going to be foul. He hit it a long way, and that is out of the ballpark, but foul.
He had the green light, and he was
did.
all over that pitch.
He got the pitch he wanted. He got ahead of it.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you can do here is strike out. You got to put the ball in play, or he's got to throw you a pitch you can't hit. And what he throw 3 in a row in the dirt here. So
He did. Then came back with a nice one there, groove one, and Lopez almost hit the ball of the park. He did hit the ball of the park, but not fair. All right, here's the 3-2 pitch. And he
hit him.
And what did you predict?
5.
Yeah.
5 hit batsmen.
I can guarantee on 3-2 he wasn't meaning to do that, but that one got away from him. It's his 5th Swany Bulldog. That'll load the bases for Jace Moran.
And let me tell you, Staley is getting on my list of really good players because here's the deal. You're out there pitching and you've hit 5 guys and you're still not afraid to come inside. You know, that's what it's all about. Here's my stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, bases loaded for Jason Moran. If we were going to pick somebody to put up here, this would be the guy we'd pick.
And first pitch is down and away.
And Wayne, I still don't understand why the first baseman and the third. Well, maybe the first and third baseman are in because they're going to go to the plate on a ball hit in the infield. Second and third back for the double play.
That one's in there. Called strike. His first pitch at Jace's head in the strike zone, but chose not to pull the trigger. So 1-1 count.
And there's only 1 out.
Swing and a miss. Went after the curveball. Came up empty.
A little over anxious.
Staley challenging him now.
Action.
Moran going to dig in on 1 and 2.
But runners need to be alert because I don't think he's going to throw him a strike. I would not be surprised to see something in the dirt.
Yeah, that was.
It was in the dirt, but not enough in the dirt to get by.
Williams been like a machine back there blocking balls.
Like a hockey goalie.
2-2 to Moran.
All right, Billy, here comes a fastball away.
And he went after it and came up empty. Strike 3. That one tailed away from him and could not catch up to it. So 2 down, and Easton O'Quinn will come up. Base is still juiced.
Number 19, Easton O'Quinn.
Well, O'Quinn broke the game open against Wolfson the other night in the semifinal with a grand slam.
Wayne, if he were to hit another grand slam here, he could be the mayor on Monday morning.
Frank Davis might have something to say about that. Hole 1. He's just a freshman now. Let's not rush him into politics.
Oh, I know. He can get hit by the pitcher. It'd be fine with me. It'd be another run.
That's true. It gives Swany their first lead if that were to happen.
And nothing wrong with that pitch. That was very hittable.
That was right there on the corner. 1-1. And give Staley some credit now. He's battling out there. Base is loaded, trying to get out of this without giving up a run. It's up to O'Quinn. And off the pitcher's leg, and everybody running, and everybody's going to be safe. Easton O'Quinn, got to give him a single and another RBI right there.
Wayne, you talk about strange things. We have seen it all. It's like poor Staley. I get that when you hit 5 of us, I guess we got to hit back, right?
Yeah. It's your turn to get hit.
Wow.
But, that was sharp. There was nothing he could do, and that bounced off him and just went into that in-between territory where nobody could make a play. And Bulldogs run.
Quinn knew to run to first base this time.
Yeah. Good job.
We're going to get the answer to that after the game, that's for sure.
Easton at first. You got Lopez at second. Colton at third. Ty Moses comes across the score. Swany has the lead now, 3-2 on the companion hospital scoreboard.
And Coach Moran talking to Tyler, telling him what you need to do here. Bases loaded.
Yeah. Get into a double play. His last at bat also reached via fielder's choice back in the first inning. Batting here in the fourth, and he could really break things open if he could hit one to the gap here or out of the ballpark. Could be a grand slam.
Staley has thrown a ton of pitches here, Wayne.
He has. And that one will be a ball. Tyler does have a home run on the season. He has the power to go yard.
You know, and Billy may have told him, stand up there till he can throw a strike.
There's one.
Ooh. Well, you know, the umpire's been giving him that pitch all game, so I'm going to be with him now. That must be a strike because he's been calling it.
Yeah, they've been
And for
consistent.
everybody. Yeah.
Done a nice job. And the curveball, Tyler waits on it, hits it to center field. It's going to hang up, however, and it's going to be caught by Joshua Jordan, and that's going to retire the side. The Swany with a run. They lead 3-2 here at rivercountrysports.com.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
Baseball fans, the best games are yet to be played. Make plans to attend the 2026 Florida High School Baseball State Championships hosted by the Lee County Sports Development. The action takes place May 13th through the 16th and May 18th through the 20th. The Lee County Sports Complex at the Hammond Stadium in Fort Myers is where the championships will take place. So come on out and watch state champions crowned in all 7 classifications. If you want more information, remember you can follow it online at FHSAA.com. FHSAA.com. Going to check it this weekend and find out when the brackets come out, exactly where Swany will be, where they'll be seated, where they'll be playing. First round is one and done, and then they play a Friday, Saturday best-of-3 series after that until they get to the Final Four, and then it's one and done again.
Well, let's keep Grayson in that groove. That was a long inning.
Nope, got top of the order here. And going to lead off with Turner Farah here as we begin the 5th inning.
Now, hasn't he been on base both times
He
tonight?
certainly has.
Nice curveball there.
It missed, ball 1.
Was still a nice pitch.
It was. Farah with a walk and a single in this game so far. He scored a run, swing and a miss.
Grayson's been able to just blow it by these people, and here it comes again. Same pitch.
And that one is outside.
And Wayne, I got word here that Colton Rogers is warming up in the bullpen, so we'll.
Okay, well, if that's the case, who's in left field?
Watson is in
Hunter
left field.
Watson. Okay. Fouled away. Hunter Watson in left field, giving Colton Rogers time to warm up in the bullpen if needed.
Well, I'm not making any moves on Grayson right now because he's struck out 6 in a row.
Yeah, how about 7?
7 in a row.
And froze him on that pitch.
7 in a row, and I think maybe 3 of those backwards.
2. And you know, the crazy thing is, you know, he's got the walk in between, but he has struck out 7 straight. Chase Staley with a strike there. Staley struck out back in the second, reached being error and scored back in the first inning.
And he has been battling all night as the pitcher. There's strike two. He went around, I thought.
I thought he did too, but didn't call it.
All right.
1-1. Didn't even appeal it. So
They didn't look up here and ask me.
no, they didn't. Fouls that one off.
And he was chasing there. That wasn't even a strike. So good. Have it going our way. All right, let's put another K up there, Grayson. Let's push the double digits.
When Grace is in a groove, he is tough to hit. And there it is.
Yeah.
What a pitch. Man, that looked like that was going to miss by a foot, and it just comes back in there. And beautiful looking pitch. And there's another K, and we'll write that one backwards in the book.
8 in a row.
2 down, and now here's Jesse Mason. Makes it, had a sacrifice back in the first inning, struck out in the third. Adding here in the fifth. Strike one.
Right down Broadway. Lefty against lefty. Grayson has the advantage here.
Fouled that one off.
0-2. Just keep pounding. Keep pounding him.
And you can when Green's in the groove. I mean, he gets that ball back and he's ready to go back to where he's on the mound and say, "Get in the box, let's go." Or the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side 3 innings in a row. Tom,
I'm not surprised. We saw this in Lake City. He's got it. It's just I got to find that zone to get in, and he's in it.
On RiverCountrySports.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
And back here at the ballpark, I want to let you know tonight's broadcast is being sponsored in part by Ricky Gamble, your property appraiser for Suwannee County. There when you need them, the property appraiser's office at 215 Pine Avenue, downtown Live Oak, Florida. They're conveniently open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, except for holidays, of course. Call 386-362-1385. And, of course, they're always available online. Just check them out at SwaneePA.com. Tom, we've got a pitching change here. Baldwin Indians.
Well, Staley did a magnificent job, Wayne. Even though he hit 5 batters, he hung in there and just hits people tough. With guys on base, Swany has left 7 runners on through the course of 4 innings. So when the going got tough, he got going, and it's a 1-run ball game. And Swany would like to add on right here for sure. And
it's Zane Gillespie is the new pitcher.
Zane, where are you? Zane has only pitched 12 innings this year. He's got 15 Ks in 12 innings. And got a 3.8 ERA. So he's certainly hittable.
Gabe Garcia at the plate. 1 strike on him.
Gillespie,
No strike 2. Gillespie comes in firing strikes.
Yeah, this is a 7th appearance of the year. Well, he's averaging a strikeout an inning.
0-2. Looking for his sign. Now he gets it. And from the windup, the pitch.
He got a swing there, buddy.
And yeah, that was high.
Wow.
Got away with one, perhaps.
What? I saw it coming out of the pitcher's hand, and it was like, this curveball's hanging. Let's jump on it.
The 1-2.
Yeah,
and toward the shortstop. Farah fields it cleanly. The throw in time.
Well, that's probably their best player is Farah. And he fielded that clean, came up, made a good throw.
He did. Look good out there defensively. So 1 down. Now Grayson Green is the batter.
You know, and I don't even want Grayson batting. I just,
Well, we do have a designated hitter, but he's hitting for Landon Peterson.
Yeah.
Right fielder. Grayson Green. He's 0-1. He got hit by the pitch, and there's a base hit. Going the opposite way into left field, and Green is aboard with a single. And I'm sure he'll get a courtesy runner here and come back to the dugout, I would guess. They gonna let him run?
No way.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Wait a minute. Hold on. They're making him come back and test the base.
Here comes a courtesy runner. And I didn't catch his number.
And with the black uniforms, you're not going to catch it until he turns around. 10. Number 10, Wayne.
Got it. Judson Law is the courtesy runner. So 1 down. Ty Moses at the stick. Boy, Moses almost took one out of here. Got a base hit his last plate appearance. Hit one deep to left field, but it hung up there. Catch was made on the track. Facing a new pitcher here, of course.
Now, I think Law, I don't remember him playing this year. He may be a JV call-up.
He went back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's a future dog, no doubt about it. He'll be a mainstay here in a year or so. That's high. And getting some good experience here in these playoffs.
Well, Wayne, the Baldwin pitcher was pitching from a windup when he came in. So now with the runner on, he'll have to pitch from the stretch, and we'll see if that affects him any. Because hardly anybody takes a windup anymore in high school.
The 2-0 count. That's in there. 2 balls and a strike. Hampton Newman waits on deck. 1 down in the inning. Runner at first. Swany with a 1-run lead. They could sure use some insurance here in the 5th.
Yeah, some serious insurance.
Throw to first base, chasing him back.
Some Farm Bureau insurance.
Yeah, could use some. Go see Kevin Green. He'll fix you up. Moses waits patiently.
Come on, home run, Moses.
That'll be off the plate. 3-1.
And when we got a new pitcher, did Staley stay in the game somewhere, or is he on the bench?
I'm not sure. Zane Gillespie came off the bench into to the mound, so I would think it was a straight swap, but I don't know that. If you see number 13 somewhere in the field, let me know. And that was going to be a clean base hit into center field. And gets by the center fielder, and Law takes off for third.
Come on,
Coach is waving him home.
Come on home.
And there's your insurance run right there. And stopping at third base is Ty Moses.
Now, Ty can flat out run. My guess is he might be the fastest guy on the team. And he's over there with a single and a base error.
Number 16, Hampton Newman.
He got the single and also an E8. So the courtesy runner Law comes around to score. Swany now with a little breathing room is 4-2. Hampton Newman now to the plate. Needed that.
All right. Billy giving some serious instructions there.
I can tell you, Billy's got the wheels are turning. He's always strategizing. He's a solid baseball coach, man. I remember him back in Little League or in Babe Ruth, where he strike to Newman.
I remember.
But he was intense back then, and I can tell you, having been a coach back then and having opposed him, kids never wanted to hit against him. They would all be bummed. Oh, Billy's pitching.
I remember him as a 5-year-old kid playing soccer. So it's changed a little bit.
He was intense then.
Yeah.
Outside.
And I don't know why he didn't name Jace Billy, because it like just comes
Look,
easy to me.
You're just going to call him that anyway. So
All right, base hit or even a good out. Infield is in like they're supposed to be. Just put the bat on the ball. On now.
catches the corner.
Been calling that all night long, guys. Need to be looking for that pitch.
Yeah, Newman fooled a little bit by the curveball there. Now 1-2. He'll dig in, see if he can protect the plate. Newman 0 for 1 in this game, hit by the pitch. Also flew out to the shortstop. And got a little piece of that one to stay alive.
You know, we say curveballs. These guys are really throwing breaking balls,
Yeah.
which means anything that breaks, sometimes you call a curve. But a lot of them are hanging, but they're hanging outside of the strike zone, and they're just so tempting to hit. And that's how we get those fly ball outs.
With a fastball there and off the plate, and that's 2-2 now.
You know, and you've said it before, their catcher's doing such a good job. He is. He's doing a great job. All sorts of stuff in the dirt, and he's given up one pass ball, maybe.
Gillespie wheels and deals. And that's ball 3. Full count now to Hampton Newman.
Yeah, you know, and Hampton was one of those breaking balls that doesn't break. And he was following that one right, you know, to the outside of that strike zone. So 3-2, I don't think you're going to see that curveball. I think you're going to see the fastball. So
see if Newman's dialed in on it.
Yeah, should see a fastball right
there.
There
It is. Oh, he got him. Blew it by him. And there's first strikeout for Gillespie and the second out of the inning. And now Colton Rogers will come up. Rogers started in left field, came out of the game and got some bullpen work. And now he'll bat here. Hunter Watson went out to left field for him, but he'll bat here in the 5th inning, 2 down.
He had a good at bat his last at bat.
He sure did. Yeah, last at bat he had the double. Ended up stranding him at third base, but it was a great at bat.
Now, at some point in time, you know, you may bring him in because you did warm him up, but I can't take Grayson out striking 10 guys in a row out until he can't. But Colton just comes, his motion, his everything is the complete opposite of Grayson's. Right-hander, underhand.
And the idea is just to have him ready in case. And ball 1. I wouldn't think he'd remove Grayson. Grayson has been in a groove, but we don't know. We don't have that direct line.
I'm waiting for the big bucks.
1-0, runner at third base.
Colton, come on, little bingo, buddy. Little bingo. That's in there.
Strike. Trying not to leave Moses stranded at third.
Now, this guy hasn't been as wild as Staley. I mean, he's been low, pitching, you know, some balls that catchers made some good plays on, but he hasn't been crazy wild.
Off the plate, 2-1. Top of the order waits on deck, but 2 down in the inning. Dogs lead 4-2 on the companion animal hospital scoreboard.
Well, count in Colton's favor here. And as I told you before, you hit one over the second baseman's head, it will roll all the way to the Sports Connection sign. Right downtown, Colt. What were you looking for, buddy?
That one kind of froze him. It looked like he started to trigger and then decided not to. Kind of caught him off guard. 2-2 now.
Let me see if I can pick up a sign here. Curveball.
That's out of the strike zone, down and away.
3-2. All right. Make him throw to you, Colton. Make him throw to you, buddy.
Well, he went 3 balls on Moses. He went 3-2 on Hampton. Now 3-2 on Rogers. Ended up striking out Newman. Let's see what he does here with Rogers. First and second are open. Top of the order waits. And fighting that one off, fouling it out of play.
With a good pitch to hit.
Yeah, but again, it's just if it's around that strike zone, you can't afford to let it go. I mean,
Oh, no. I mean, that was definitely.
he did the right thing.
That was a strike.
Yeah.
Middle out. With 2 strikes, you got to be protecting that whole plate. And he's going to go right back middle out again.
And that's high. That's ball 4. And Rogers gets the free pass to first base.
All right. Now it's time for Coach Luttrell. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. You're going to send Colton. You're going to try to steal a run.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it on the first pitch, but I'm going to move. I'm going to try to move him. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm not because I got my leadoff batter up.
You're not sending him at all, even as the it depends on the count. As the count gets further into it,
Well,
we'll see.
I may send him.
I did. This is why I don't coach. I just call what I see.
Just trying to help you, Wayne.
1st and 3rd. You're a big help. And to right field, Masick doesn't have to move much, makes the catch.
That's a trifecta. He's flown out to left, center, and right.
After 5, Swany leads 4-2 on RiverCountrySports.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1-day-per-week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts. Visit myswannyriver.com to learn more.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. At J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive, Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
Hey, if you're posting pictures from today's event on your social media accounts, tag the FHSAA and they'll repost it and share it. Follow the FHSAA on X, Instagram, and Snapchat by searching for FHSAA. You can also like them on Facebook at www.facebook.com/FHSAA. On the site, you can keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. That's facebook.com/FHSAA.
Wayne, we give Kevin Green all the kudos up here. Was a great ball player, yada, 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 yada. But he had an older brother who was pretty good, who's in the Hall of Fame as well. And his middle son, his oldest son, Jackson, is here watching the game. His youngest son has got 10 strikeouts in a row, but not anymore. We're taking him out of the game. And
I was waiting to tell you that.
Yeah. And the middle boy is up at Southern Illinois throwing about 94 miles an hour after Tommy John surgery. So the Greens are continuing for sure. And if we win the game, Billy's a genius. If we don't, I want to know what the hell you took racing at.
I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest. And I know nothing against Colton. He's a great pitcher. But I am surprised that after the performance that he had, and he seemed to be getting stronger, but we're making the change.
Well, and as I said before, if you're looking for somebody that's coming at you from the complete opposite way, it's Colton.
And the Submariner's first pitch misses outside, ball 1. Mason Williams is the batter. Swing and a miss. Got a little piece of it.
But I do have to tell you, when you watch Colton, that's tough to hit that motion.
It is, but Green he was pretty tough to hit as well, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Whoa, almost got him.
Inside. And he did get him there. hit
All
by
right,
the
Billy.
pitch.
You're on the clock.
Well, I mean, it's not our call to make. It's Coach Moran's call and his staff. But I wouldn't have made the change. Just saying.
Courtesy runner.
For the Indians, number 23.
Number 18 is the courtesy runner, and that is Harrison Farnham. We're in the 6th inning. Swany with a 4-2 lead. Leadoff man aboard for Baldwin, facing the new pitcher here, Colton Rogers. Max Gallagher, always dangerous at the plate. He's got the 2 RBI in this ball game that scored the 2 runs back in the 1st inning. And he's going to go opposite field. It gets by the glove of O'Quinn into left field, and the first 2 hitters are aboard here in the 6th.
It's like almost the 1st inning again. Let's put 2 guys on with nobody out.
And Colton has to find his groove now. He's coming in and got to kind of work himself into the game. And this is going to get a no, it's not. I thought that Coach was going to come out and talk to him, but he took a couple of steps and then went back to the dugout. Caden Smith is the batter. Be a good time for a DP. Squares to bunt and lays a nice one down. First base. Only play will be to first. Lopez covers over there, and the sacrifice is good. And this is exactly like the 1st inning. This is the situation they had back in the 1st. They sacrificed, put him at 2nd and 3rd.
Base hit ties this game up.
One down. And Cage Waits coming to hit.
Number 22, Cage Waits.
Cage Waits is 0-2 in the game. Flew out to center field, struck out. Those were against Grayson Green. Now batting here in the 6th inning against Colton Rogers. 2nd and 3rd, one down.
Well, this is their 357 hitter right here.
Rogers' first pitch, swing and a miss.
And as we've said before, strikeout would loom very well here. Be 2 outs. So we're playing the infield in at the corners and back at 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and short.
Good looking curveball there. Fouls it away. 0-2.
All right. When I say pound him inside, Colton, I don't mean hit him. Okay. But that's what he needs to do.
Would you have your infield in here?
No.
Okay.
No, because the tying runs on 2nd, not on 3rd.
The 0-2 pitch. And I have to throw down to first base. Colton did a nice job getting there behind Moran, covering. But 2 down in the inning. A strikeout and then the throw to first base, and the runners couldn't advance. So 2 down, and coming up to bat now is Llewellyn.
All right. Llewellyn is 7th in the order, 8th in the order.
He is batting 8th. Taylor Wright started. He came in.
Okay. What I would not be surprised is if Coach told me, if you can drop one down, because I'm at the end of the order here. And I'd, be happy to put a ball in play because they've got to catch it and then they've got to throw it. And the guy on the other side's got to catch it. And the easiest way to put it in play is to bunt.
Call strike, yeah. Good looking pitch there from Colton. Colton battling up there, I'll tell you what.
Well, we've taken the bunt surprise out of the equation.
With 2 down, I would hope.
Yeah. Well, with 2 strikes. Strike
corner.
3.
1-2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the.
Yeah, I mean, you're really not, unless you're just trying to squeeze for a hit for a base hit, the bunt for a base hit.
Well, I mean, you're at the bottom of the order, and I just think, I don't know if this guy can hit. I just want to put a ball in play.
And that is going to do it for the Baldwin Indians. They threaten but do not score. Colton Rogers gets the job done, and Swany still leads 4-2 here on RiverCountrySports.com.
The hunt is on during the Declaration of Deals sales event at Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go on the ultimate egg hunt for unbeatable savings on cars, Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. Crack open big savings on select 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $12,000 off MSRP.
People ask me, how do you give such great prices? Easy. Unlike the bunny, we don't hide our deals. That's right.
Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These deals are Easter Bunny approved.
Don't miss the 32nd annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th from 7:30 to 3:30 at Andrews Square in downtown Welborn, FLA. Start with a delicious blueberry pancake breakfast, served from 7:30 to 10:30. This family-friendly event features over 100 vendors, plus live music, a car show, a kids' corner, complete with a petting zoo and pony rides, plus a parade. And did I mention blueberries? The annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th. For more, visit their Facebook page or their website at welborn.cc.
For the latest official news about the Florida High School sports, including updated brackets in the 2026 FHSA Baseball Championships, visit FHSA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. That's FHSAA.com. Catch live and on-demand postseason action. And you can catch those brackets this weekend, FHSAA.com.
And, River Country Sports, I was telling you about Tyson Green up there in South Illinois, throwing 92, 94 miles an hour. He can go on right now in his dorm room and go to YouTube and call us up and watch his brother.
You can watch it live, or if
And I'm sure he probably was.
Yeah,
if they didn't have a game.
Probably in the library studying right now. So after his studies, he could watch the game at his convenience.
All right, let's get a little more insurance here. 2 runs is not. I would feel a whole lot better with 4.
And there's Jace Moran. Moran scored 2 runs.
He'd like to have his last at bat back.
Oh, bases loaded. Are you kidding? That was a great. And they finally were pitching to him, and he chased one and went down. And he'd love to atone for that here. Takes the pitch high and inside.
This guy's throwing a few more strikes. He hasn't hit anybody yet,
No,
but
Gillespie's
he's
looked
got
good.
time.
Foul back to the screen. I think he's looked good so far. Baldwin, a well-coached club. Coach B.B. Osteen and his staff does a nice job. One of the better teams in North Florida. I was looking at that South Walton club and opposite field.
Right at him.
Yeah, right at the left fielder. And it's Llewellyn out there making the catch. But I was looking at the top 10 players in the state, and South Walton had 2 of the top 10 seniors this year headed to college. They've already committed.
Now, when you're talking top 10 players in the state, are they all seniors, or they can be anybody?
No, they were talking about seniors
Just
who were
seniors. Okay.
Yeah. I remember where maybe it was on Facebook. I saw that. So you can't believe everything you see on Facebook.
65 years, you learned it, Wayne. All right, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Easton O'Quinn at the plate.
Oh, he didn't mean to.
No, that hit the bottom of the bat for a foul ball.
All right, Easton, let's get it going here. 1 out rally. That's not a problem.
Had a nice hit with an RBI his last at bat. Hit by the pitch. Also drew a walk. And
whoa!
I think he
Number
just got
6.
hit by the pitch again. So that's twice. 2 different pitchers have hit Easton. And for the pitching staff, what is that, 6?
6. I'm thinking, going into the game, the over-under was probably 2.
I don't know the last time I saw 6 players hit
Never.
the same game.
Yeah, I'm sure you've never seen it.
I don't think I have.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but I'm real sure you've never seen it.
I've seen it happen at different levels, but it usually led to both benches clearing.
But it didn't take 6 to get the benches to clear.
Sometimes it just takes a look.
Yeah. All right, who we got up here, Wayne?
It was Kyler. Kyler Watson at the dish.
And Kyler has 2 at bats. He's like back. He had the bases loaded twice.
Flew out center fielder, hit into a double play as a fielder's choice. So he's looking for his first base knock in this ball game.
And he's got extra base power. He can run one in the alley.
He does. 2 sports star for Swany. Of course, he excelled on the football field as well. Looking forward to seeing him this season with Coach Kyler Hall's club.
Who was his grandfather's favorite announcer? Football.
Okay. And to the shortstop, he sticks on second, throws to first, and that'll double him up, and that'll retire the side. All right, Swany threatens but does not score, and we head to the 7th with the score Swany 4 and Baldwin 2 here on RiverCountrySports.com.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Brantford and in Live Oak. In Brantford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
Hey, let me tell you about Corbis Mobile Home Supplies in Lake City. They've got everything you need. Whether you're looking for doors, windows, tubs, showers, plumbing, or electrical supplies, power poles, and this is important when you have a mobile home, steps, paneling, they got pre-finished sheetrock, they've got it all. They've even got some RV parts. Go by and see Preston. Tell them thank you for sponsoring Suwannee Baseball and River Country. Talk to any of the staff to help you out with all your mobile home needs. And heck, even if you don't have a mobile home, they probably have what you need. Corbett's Mobile Home Supplies, Deputy Jeff Davis Lane in Lake City, and online at CorbettSupply.com.
All right, Wayne, time to get serious. Let's do 3 up, 3 out. Let's get Billy up here, put him on the grill, and go back-to-back district championships.
Colton Rogers trying to close it out. Strike one. Saw the district championship trophy. The athletic director, Frank Allen, had that out on display. And so Swany would like to win that for the 2nd year in a row, but got to get 3 outs before the other team gets 2 runs here. There's a strike.
And Wayne, by the way, you may not know this. I don't know how many, but I do know that Frank did hit a home run here.
Joshua Jordan. I've hit a home run here, not in an official varsity baseball game. Swing and a miss.
I want to see the signed affidavits on that one.
Colton
All right,
Rogers
2 more to go.
has got 3 strikeouts in a row, by the way. Now we go to the top of the order. Here's Turner Farah.
All right,
And mine was in practice in senior league. I was coaching.
yeah, but you know when you're
They were throwing meatballs.
yeah, but when you're hitting from the pitcher's mound, it's not the same way.
Yeah, no.
Or
I was at home plate.
Was it
Now
second base? You were hitting from
No,
second.
no. It was a legitimate home run. Again, but it was practice. I mean, come on. Big difference. Colton's got it going on right now.
Well, Wayne, it makes me feel better to know that you hit a home run here because it kind of like tells me anybody can. So
Have you hit a home run here?
no, but I've never played here.
You never took the at-bat.
No.
You know, I feel confident you would have went yard if given the chance.
Maybe an inside the Parker.
Well, the funny part about it was I was showing the kids, and they were all saying, "You hit, Mr. Coach. Coach, you hit." With a shortstop, that one's going to get by in the center field. That's a clean base hit. And anyway, I said, okay, because we had been taking batting practice, and one swing, and I had the ball out, and I flipped the bat and said, I don't have anything else to prove.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, Colton, let's go here. 1 out, 1 on. You know what would be so fitting, Wayne? If they could hit a ground ball to Lopez.
And he could turn
flip
it.
to Garcia, and Garcia could throw to first. and we could turn the double play, and that would be just like we started this game, is the way we're going to end this game.
Jay Staley, he started on the mound.
Well, he stayed in the game. We asked that
he
question.
did, and there's your answer. He's batting here in a key spot. And that pitch is away for ball one. One down. Swany 2 outs away from securing this victory. Baldwin trying to make things interesting here in the 7th. And that one missed somewhere. 2-0.
Well, it's been given the outside part. Not a whole lot of guys been able to throw a strike where that one was. But then again, Colton with that different motion. Now he's watching the inside part of the plate.
Goes to first base. Colton's pitch and the shortstop and Garcia bobbled.
Oh, jeez. Come on, guys.
And that was routine.
Another
Unbelievable
double play.
Yeah. That was, I mean, that wasn't even a sharp hit ball. That was a little slow roller, and Garcia must have been thinking about the flip before he secured the ball, and he boots it. E6.
Well, this is what killed us in the first inning. We gave up 2 unearned runs. You give up 2 unearned runs. You're going to have a tie ball game, and if you're not careful, you could be losing this game. A game that you certainly should have won.
Jesse Masick, he laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the first inning, struck out twice since then, but those were against Grayson Green, batting here for the first time against Colton Rogers. First and second, only 1 out. Here in the 7th, Swany trying to secure victory, but things are getting dicey. Rogers with the pitch way outside, ball 1.
Yeah, he almost sent the tying run to second base on that pitch. Right, he needs to get back into his groove. He's facing a left-handed batter.
And back to the pitcher. They're going to try to turn 2. They get him a second to first, and that'll do it.
Okay.
Double play, but a little bit later than what we thought. But we'll take it.
District champs 2 years in a row. And I got to tell you some way, I don't know how you, well, we said we would do the playoff games, but we have certainly had some exciting games this year. And this one is,
it's right up there.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's second to none because the Lake City game was number 1. But, Billy pushed a lot of buttons tonight. And when he comes up, we'll have to congratulate him on pushing the right buttons.
Remember now, last year, our first round playoff opponent was the Baldwin Indians. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen again. we get, I just take a commercial break. Let you enjoy this. They've given you Frank Sinatra so you can enjoy this. We'll take a break. RiverCountrySports.com.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. At J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive. Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1 day per week landscape.
And the championship trophy presentation. There it is. Yeah, the team holding up that district championship trophy. 4-2, your final score as we check the Companion Animal Hospital scoreboard. And there are your District 3-3A champions.
2 years in a row.
Both of these teams will be in the 3A playoffs when the brackets are announced this weekend. It's just a matter of where they'll be seated and where they'll be playing. But I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't turn out to be, we might have to see these guys again in a one-and-done playoff situation. Well, that's a scary prospect, but Swany with a hard-fought victory here tonight. Remember now, this game started out back in the first inning. We gave up 2 runs right off the bat, and then Green settled down and started pitching great. Struck out 9 in a row. Then we made the pitching change, and things got a little.
I'm not blaming Grayson for any of those runs.
No,
they were unearned.
They were.
He hit a guy. That wasn't a good move. But the error was a double play ball. We should have been out of that first inning.
Started off with a walk.
Yeah, and when the final tally is here of we came to bat for 6 innings. That's a total of you can leave 18 men on base. We didn't quite get there, but we got half of the way there as to how many guys we left on base, and that was just frustrating all night long. We had the bases loaded, twice for Watson, once for Jace, and we were unable to break it open right there. And I give the Staley kid a lot of credit for battling all night long for Baldwin.
Yeah.
But I think that this is a game Swany should have not made this exciting. Billy tells us all the time, you strike out the other team. If you strike out 5 times, there's a real good chance you're not going to win. When your starting pitcher strikes out 10 guys, you shouldn't be hanging in there by 2 runs.
He struck out 11.
All right, 11. And
11, and he had struck out 9 in a row.
All right, and then you add in another 2 for
Yeah, Colton had 3 strikeouts.
all right, so you struck out 14 guys.
Yeah.
So out of the 18 outs, well, there's 7 innings, so there are 21 at bats they had. So 2 out of every 3 guys we struck out.
And the other interesting stat was we were hit by the pitch, 6 times in this game?
Yeah, that'll be a difficult record to break.
Yeah. And but a close game. But it started out with that walk, and then we had the Lopez error, followed by a sacrifice bunt, and then we struck out Williams, and then Max Gallagher came up after a bit of controversy. Came up with that base hit.
About the controversy there. We'll have to ask Billy.
We're going to ask Coach Moran about that because that was kind of strange. As we began the game, I thought it was a foul ball. It ended up being a strikeout. Then we threw down to first base. The ball got away from the first baseman, and I'm not sure exactly what happened. The other thing I want to ask him about is about the O'Quinn base running
Yes,
intervention.
absolutely.
So those 2 things I kind of like to.
And then the third thing you want to ask him is why did he take Grayson out?
Well, that's my first question.
Oh, okay.
And it worked out, and so you said it. He said if this doesn't work out, he's going to look like a dummy, and then it does work out. He's a hero, so it worked out. And Colton comes in, and I guess can we give him a save?
Oh, that's absolutely.
Colton gets the save.
Yes.
And Green gets the win.
Yeah, I don't know how high school saves work, but the way professional saves work is either you pitch the last 3 innings of the game, and you could be beating somebody 20-0, but if you pitch the last 3 innings, you'll get a save.
Yeah.
Or if
we
the
got,
time,
let's see if we can't get Terry. You come over here and tell us what happened with the softball. We had a doubleheader going on. Franklin County was in town. I know Swany won that first game in a crazy game that kind of went back and forth. Let's get an update on Swany softball tonight.
You ready?
I am ready.
Well, it was a kiss your sister night. We played a doubleheader over at the Richard A. Norris softball complex right next door here. And our Lady Bulldogs came out and they took care of business in the first game, defeating the Franklin County Lady Seahawks 10-8.
Yeah.
But
and that was a come from behind victory.
That was a come from behind victory. Went ahead, and then the Lady Seahawks made a run, but just ran out of time. And then we had our senior night where we honored our 2 seniors over there. We've got a very young Lady Bulldog softball team,
right?
And we honored Brianna Stevens, our senior, wonderful center fielder, and Gracie Watley, which is a funny story because she's like our star pitcher who just came back from a hand injury from a car accident. But
And that happened right before the season started.
Right at the beginning of the season, yes. And so we've had her back for a few games, and she's done well. But it's spring break. Guess where the Watleys were? On a cruise. They pulled into port this morning.
Oh my God!
And had to race across the state to get here in time for the game. And so it was pretty funny. But that what an effort to get here. But you could tell in the second game that some people had been enjoying spring break and then not practicing softball. And the Lady Seahawks got the better of us. They 10-run ruled us just now. And so it was Lady Seahawks of Franklin County 1-1. Our Lady Bulldogs 1-1. We split today. So
and that wraps up the regular season?
That wraps up the regular season for the Lady Bulldogs softball. Very young team, very promising team. Good things are coming down the pipe for Swany softball. But I know right now, baseball district champions.
Yeah.
And pretty excited. And this guy that's over my left shoulder here, I think he had something to do with the victory. So I'm going to take off the headsets and let you speak with him.
All right.
Unless you want to keep talking girls, Lady Bulldog softball.
We're going to take a timeout here. We'll take a quick commercial break, come back with Coach Moran after this on rivercountrysports.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalak.
Look, win. What did I say? I don't know. All right, 42 final score. Swany gets the win, wins the district championship 2 years in a row. Congratulations, Coach Moran.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I know probably the first question you're going to ask me, Tom, is why are we wearing black? Last year, the guys won the district wearing black, so they wanted to say back to back in black. So they got to do that. So I'm proud of the guys for that.
Wore the pinstripes. The game started off. We gave up 2 runs in the first inning, and things looked bleak. But Grayson kind of settled down and really kind of got in his groove there. But what I want to know, he had 9 strikeouts in a row when you pulled him after the 5th inning. What was your thinking then?
Yeah, he was at 88 pitches. And there was no real reason. I really didn't want to have to go halfway into the inning and make a change. So I really wanted Colton to start an inning fresh and clean. So we did that. But anyways, yeah, he was at 88 pitches. He's only allowed to throw 95 or 105, one of those two. And I just felt like it was time. Wanted to get Colton in there. So
and Colton came in and got the save.
I'm sorry, say that.
How did Grayson feel?
Oh, Grayson felt like he was getting better and better, which I understand that, but he did a great job. And we got a capable guy behind him, and we have more and more capable guys behind him, behind the others as well. So
it did seem like he was getting stronger as he went on. I mean, he just got in a groove there, but Colton came in and did a great job. Between the 2 pitchers, 14 strikeouts tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. That's a recipe to win a ball game. And really and truly, man, I mean, they had a couple of hits, but the hits came after walks and errors. We aided them in every bit of offense that they had. So if we don't help them out, I mean, we're looking at a 4-0 game.
Now we had 2 routine double play balls that we booted. We don't usually see that, but held on and got the victory. The other weird stat tonight was we were hit by the pitch 6 times.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's we tend to get hit by pitch a lot. Like I said, with 2 strikes, we get up in the box and we get up on top of the plate to try to cover the outer half of the plate. And when guys miss in, it hits us. So Our guys, they do a good job of not jumping out of the way of the baseball or standing in the box and standing their ground. And
This is a great explanation, but when the guy hits you in your numbers on your back,
yeah,
it's a little bit wild.
yeah. I mean, now their starter is a very good pitcher. He did not have a good night.
But he
but
battled.
yeah,
God, he
that's right.
battled.
He did. He's a tough guy, and he battled his tail off. And if he's on, it's a much closer and tougher game than it already was, and it was already close and tough anyway. So.
All right, let's go back. First question is that back in the first inning, they're at bat, and we have a ball that's hit right in front of the plate. I didn't know if
That's
it was a
strike
foul
three.
ball, a strikeout.
Drop third strike.
And we throw down the first.
Yep. So Jace, you can always tell Jace blocks the ball on a strike three, especially with a runner on third base. He takes his time, gets inside, really makes sure that guy gets back at third, and then he throws the ball to first. Now, the runner has got to be inside that lane.
Oh,
Not
okay. Now I get it.
none of his body can be on the field side of the baseline. He has to be within the baseline. And so I went out and I talked to the umpire and I said, "Hey, look, my catcher is inside, way inside. Took his time. He throws that ball up the line. That guy, his body is outside that line, and it was, and that's why the ball hit him. So at that point in time, it's a dead ball. Runner's out, batter runner is out, and then the runners go back to second and
Yeah,
third.
man. And then Gallagher came in, got the base hit, and brought him in anyway. But give credit to the umpiring crew to get together, and it took them a while, but they made the right.
Well, and they were basically, when they got what was taking so long was they were trying to figure out the ruling of when the ball becomes dead. And it really sucks to take a run off the board in the first inning of the district championship. So don't get me wrong, I was not willing to just concede and let them have that, but I am glad that the next guy came up and got a hit, because I don't want them to feel like they got beat on a technicality.
Yeah.
So it worked out regardless. It would have been the same result regardless.
Tell me about the base running. Easton O'Quinn got kind of caught up, kind of confused out there. And
So
confused us.
Yeah, so Jace and Easton. Jace was on second. Easton was on first. We were doing a double steal, and it was a chopping ground ball, bounced one time, and the third baseman caught it. Jace beat him to third.
Right.
However, Easton touched second, and then thought that it was a line drive catch, so he ran back to first.
Okay.
So that's why.
That's
That's why when they threw it to second and they tagged second base, the umpire was not giving a signal because he had already touched second, which negated the force.
Yeah.
And then he retreated back to first. So the force does that make sense?
Well, I was just excited because Jace beat him to the bag at third, which was the forced play, which just heads up base running.
Yeah.
And then everybody's safe, and I look around and we got two guys at first base going, what happened?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's unfortunate. And, I think at the beginning of the game, our emotions were so high. We were getting sped up a lot. And I had to really, really, kind of, hey guys, slow the game down. If this is yes, it's a high magnitude game, but like we can't let it speed up our process. We have to stay within ourselves and play our game.
Tommy, got any more questions?
Well, he answered those two. He took the Grayson one right off the top. I watched this game, and as well as we hit the ball, I thought we should have scored like about 7 or 8 runs.
Yeah, I mean, we had some hard hit balls right at some guys that were unfortunate.
Your best hitters came up with the bases loaded on 3 different occasions.
Yeah. I don't want it bad. Jace wants back.
Yeah.
if
Oh,
he
yeah.
can get it.
Yeah. Jace just got up there in a spot where, he felt like they were going to pitch to him, and they really were. They were conceding to not pitch to him, so he chased a couple pitches, but he knows that next bat he goes up there, puts a good bat on the ball. But that's the thing is we can't go out there and try to do more. We just have to stay within ourselves, trust our approach, and let the game come to us, and not try to speed it up. So,
all right, now we have the playoff brackets, I guess, coming out this weekend from the FHSA.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know at this point where we're going to be seated. I've heard maybe 2, maybe 3.
I think maybe 2, maybe 3, but we should definitely host, which is a good thing, So,
and that'll be next Friday.
Yes, that should be next Friday, and it'll be a 1 game.
A 1 game, and that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
so the format: 1 game in the first round, then we play a best of 3 series in the next round,
following round,
until you get to the final 4, and then it's one and done again.
Yeah.
Whose brainchild idea was that?
It's not mine.
I mean, these are not baseball people making these
I
decisions.
mean, clearly it's not. All baseball guys and teams, we love the best of three.
Yeah.
So, but
It is what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
regardless of that, we just gotta, we gotta come up on Friday, and guys. I mean, here's the thing: we got off to a slow start. We did not play our best game tonight. I told our team right there. I said, "Hey guys, way to win! Winning back-to-back district championships not easy. However, I felt like that was a C- game for us, as a whole." And that we still found a way to win, which is what good teams do.
Yeah.
But hopefully, next Friday we can have a or a B game and not a C game.
Yeah.
Because and I think we will. I think we will. Like I said, we just got a little sped up. There's a lot of distractions. We're on spring break. Everybody's off their routine this week. So it was a challenging week for us. Only 2 games. We've been playing 3 games a week, and it's just slow going. Spring break. Nothing to do all day but just sit around and wait on the game.
Should be hitting Garcia and Lopez should just be somebody hitting them fungos on the ground.
It's when we get out, we don't play ring around the rosy at practice. I can promise you that. You're as upset as I am about the ground ball situation. I mean, we got to make those plays, and it's just like I said. I think that we just get sped up because we're thinking about the result instead of just, hey, I do this every day. Field the ground ball.
Those guys were
make the play.
unreal last year.
Yeah, yeah,
Unreal.
and they're still very, very good. That like I said, it's just we're letting the situation dictate how we play instead of just play. It's a ground ball. It's another ground ball. So, but great job by the team, man. Fight, win a game, win the district. Guarantee
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. Guarantee a home playoff game. So I mean, I'm proud of them.
What color are you wearing Friday?
Probably green.
I like that.
Yeah, we're gonna wear green. I wanted to wear green and white today, but guys wanted black. So yeah, hopefully we'll wear green. We're gonna wear green on Friday for sure. So
there you go,
Oh, we
command
answered that
decision.
question.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Again, congratulations. Enjoyed it. We're going to see you Monday night for the coaches show.
sounds great. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you. We're going to take one final time out here. Back to wrap it up after this on
Congratulations.
rivercountrysports.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1 day per week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts. Visit myswannyriver.com to learn more.
And back here at the ball field, and Coach Daniels, were you satisfied with the answers we got from Swanee's head coach?
Yeah, well, Billy was an umpire for years and years. And when he talked about the play at first base, I'm being a bit of a baseball historian. In the major leagues in the World Series in 1969, J.C. Martin was running down that line, and the catcher threw the ball and hit him, and the umpires ruled he was safe, and the Mets went on and scored and won the game. And then when you talked about, 6 players getting hit, and we have 1 player that got hit twice tonight, I'll just tell you that in one season, Ron Hunt, who played for the Mets, the Cardinals, the Giants, got hit 53 times.
He was crowding the plate.
He would lean him right into him. So there's a couple of things when you look at the hit by pitch thing, which was
Just to put it in
unbelievable tonight.
perspective, yeah.
And the thing going, and that is not, it's not that it happens all the time, but I promise you this year in Major League Baseball, the guy not, running, there's a runner's lane there, and that's why the runner's lane is there.
Yeah.
And there'll be somebody that will be called out for running inside the runner's lane because that doesn't give the catch, the catcher is taught to, come out and throw from that angle, not the other angle. So you'll see it at least once this year. But yeah, it was a great explanation. It was a great explanation because you got a guy who's an ex-umpire who's your coach. So
And we get to talk to him on the Swanee Sports Report coming up Monday, brought to you by Roundtree Moore Ford. So that'll be a fun show, and we'll know where we're going as far as the playoffs. Looks like we're going to be at home next Friday night. Where will Tom Daniels be next Friday night?
I will have to check with my
Your agent?
But yeah, I have to check with my agent and see where I am next Friday. Because Fridays I'm at the Lake City Country Club doing karaoke, but
Yeah.
tonight I wanted to win a district championship. So that's why I canceled all that to be here for this, because I'm just, we've done ball for a million years, Wayne, and it's just, it doesn't matter. You can win the district championship 100 times, and the 101st time is just as exciting
still
as
fun,
the
yeah.
first. Yeah. So, that's why I'm here. And, this game is over, and I'll go and I'll walk down to that dugout and I'll get 5 different handshakes by this kid and that kid. And hey, Mr. Tom, what'd you think? Hey, Mr. Tom, what'd you think? And they're going to go home and watch the game 4 or 5 times.
Well, good.
And it's going to be, they're going to be listening. Wayne say my name? Did Tom say my name? And it's like, yeah, we say your names all the time. But no, this was like Billy said, this was a great team effort. And I talked about the guys missing the ground balls, but who ended the inning? The guys who missed the ground balls got them when it really mattered to end the game.
Yeah, Colton made a great play there. Turned around and then the double play.
And we've had, guys like Jace and Kyler, carrying us through the main part of the season, and we get to the end of the year and we got, Ty's carrying us out there. And,
Oh, it's a true team sport, and they're coming together at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. So that, that's a good thing. And, the last game we got to see a bunch of guys play. We saw, a guy come in and be a designated runner tonight. So, it's a good deal. And then the other thing is, when you have a coach that kind of like knows what he's doing and has a plan, if you have a plan, you can always make adjustments to your plan. If you don't have any plan, then you're flying by the seat of your pants. And his plan was to have Grayson come out, and it's like, this is how many pitches Grayson can throw. And if Grayson doesn't get to that max number, but it means taking him out in the middle of an inning, I don't want to do that. That's my plan. It's either he's going to have enough pitches left that we can go another full inning, or we're not going to start that inning. And that's, you don't have to agree with his plan, but he had a plan and he stuck to the plan. And, you had, other than a couple of bonehead errors here, and leaving guys on base. And then we talk about that other statistic. We had 14 strikeouts, right?
Yes.
That means 2 out of every 3 players on Baldwin struck out.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good stat right there.
No doubt. Congratulations to the Swany Bulldogs, 16-11 now on the season. They've won 5 in a row. They are district champions, beating Baldwin tonight by the score of 4-2. We'll be back on the air next Friday. If you'd like to sponsor postseason baseball, we'd love to hear from you. Just give us a call at the office. You can call me on my cell phone, 209-4439. You can email us, rivercountrysports@gmail.com.
You can stop me in the supermarket and say, Tom, how do I get on board? Just like Ricky.
You can call Tammy. You can come by the office. We got an office South 129 in Live Oak, in case you don't know. But we'd love to hear from you. Love to get business support as Swany rolls on in postseason play. So looking forward to that next Friday. And Tom will see you for the Monday night show. All right. Maybe. All right. No commitments from Mr. Daniels. That's going to wrap up our broadcast tonight. I want to thank our sponsors, Swany Baseball here in River Country tonight, brought to you by the Suwannee River Water Management District, by J&W Automotive, by Van Carpet One, by the Waltz Automotive Group, by the Wellborn Blueberry Festival. The Wellborn Blueberry Festival coming up the first Saturday in June.
I did their T-shirts like 30 years ago when they first started. How long that's been going on?
They're still going strong. I think this is like 28 years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was close to 30.
It is close to 30. 28 is close to 30.
Okay. Math. That's higher math.
Also brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, by the Suwannee County School District, by Companion Animal Hospital. We thank them for sponsoring our scoreboard, by Ricky Gamble, Suwannee County's property appraiser, and by Corbett Mobile Home Supplies of Lake City. I want to thank our camera crew tonight, which was Lucy Golub, Him Patel, John Koch, and Vernon Wiggins on the scoreboard. Our streaming producer, executive producer, was Miss Tammy Neal. For Tom Daniels, I'm Wayne Luttrell. Hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to the Dogs here on rivercountrysports.com.